Why are most coaches cutting their fees right now while the top ones are quietly raising them? Same market, same economy, same clients walking around with the same budgets, but two completely different moves. And it's not luck. It's not better selling either. It's the difference between being seen as a coach who does a lot of things to a coach who owns one specific outcome. Here's the part most people miss. Buyers use price as a signal of risk. To a CEO with a real problem, the higher fee coach looks safe. The cheaper one looks like a gamble. In this video, I'm going to show you why the top coaches are raising their fees while everyone else is cutting, and I'll show you the one asset that moves you from the cheap bucket into the safe one. Now, to get this, we have to look at the data. Three big shifts are happening in how clients hire coaches right now. The first shift, specialists are running the high end. A 2026 consulting success study of nearly 1,000 consultants found that 52% of specialists charge $10,000 or more per project. Generalists almost never do. Same study found that 79% of consultants are actively trying to raise their fees, but most can't. The ones who actually pull it off are the ones who own a specific outcome. Second shift, they've stopped billing by the hour. They price based on the result. Hourly rates are how a vendor charges. Flat fees are how an expert charges. Third shift, and this is the big one. The whole industry is moving this direction in 2026. Clients are walking away from full service generalists. They're hiring narrow specialists instead. There's even a name for it now, hyper specialization. When the stakes are high, buyers stop asking who's cheapest and they start asking who's going to keep them out of trouble. Clients who pay $50,000 behave very differently. They're not buying your time. They're not buying access to you. They're buying a solved problem. They're buying the ability to sleep at night. The easiest way to picture this is to imagine you need brain surgery tomorrow. Dr. A walks in and says, I do all kinds of surgeries, brains, knees, elbows, even some cosmetic work. I'm affordable and I can start today. Dr. B walks in and says, I don't touch knees, I don't touch elbows. I do one specific brain surgery, the exact one you need. I've done it 500 times. It's my whole life's work. On a brochure, they both do brain surgery. But when your brain is on the line, paying 10 times more for Dr. B doesn't feel like a splurge. It feels like common sense. Coaching works the exact same way. The $5,000 coach says, I can probably help with that. The $50,000 coach says, I've seen this exact problem 50 times. I know where the landmines are. I know what to do. So let's talk about what this means for you and your business. We've seen this movie before. For years, corporate buyers said nobody gets fired for buying IBM. They paid a huge premium. Why? Mostly for safety. Big firms sell brand insurance. Coaches like you need to sell outcome insurance. When you position yourself in this way, your fee stops being a cost. It becomes an insurance payment against a much bigger loss. A higher fee says, we know where things go wrong, and because we've walked this path for years, we'll walk you around the danger. A low fee in a high stakes situation quietly says, we haven't been through this enough yet. We're not sure we've got the answer. And here's the really hard part. If you don't name your own category, buyers are going to drop you in the vendor bucket. Once you're there, they compare you strictly on price and availability. That's a race to the bottom. You can't win it, especially now that AI is taking over the low-level vendor work. So how do you signal you're the $50,000 surgeon, not the $5,000 generalist? You can't just raise your prices and hope. That's arrogance. That's not strategy. You need proof. You need an asset that pre-sells your expertise before you ever hop on the Zoom call. That's why I tell every high-ticket coach the same thing. You need a book. But here's the important part. You don't need a memoir. You don't need a 300-page textbook that takes 2 years to write. You need a methodology asset. When you hand a prospect a book that walks through your proprietary framework, three things happen. One, you kill the imposter filter. Authors are viewed as experts by default. It's a subconscious trigger in the human brain. Two, you pre-sell the method. By the time they get on the call, they aren't asking how you do it. They're asking, when can you start? Three, you anchor the price. You can't haggle with an author. You don't walk into a bookstore and ask for a discount on the expertise. If you're an executive coach, a leadership coach, a business coach, this is your world now. Right now, you might be the best coach nobody knows about. Doing great work, living off warm intros and referrals, charging what the market will pay rather than what your expertise is worth. But the gap between any coach and the one coach people trust is widening every single day. The coaches who win in the next 12 months are the ones who define a specific category, who name their outcome, who put their thinking into an asset that proves authority instantly. The ones who lose, those are the mid-price coaches looking the same as everyone else, the ones competing on being flexible. Now, knowing you need this asset is one thing. Actually building it without pulling you off your current clients is another. Most people think writing a book is a 2-year project, and it shouldn't be. If you're already an expert, the content is in your head. You just need a system to get it out. So I pulled this video out here for you to watch next. I walk you through the exact framework we use to help coaches build this asset in under 90 days and how to use that asset to replace ad spend and raise fees 5 times over. It's not a writing course, it's a revenue strategy for coaches who are ready to move into that $50,000 tier. I'll see you over there.